Hey everybody, Chief Tuttle the Country Cop here. I'll tell you what, this is the first video of the Chief Tuttle the Country Cop 3's channel. Had to take a little bit of a break. We had a death in the family. My wife's mom passed away. It was a kind of a hard deal to deal with, and we still haven't had the graveside ceremony yet, but we're moving on. We're moving on. Wife's feeling a little bit better. She's got a little bit more positive. But we're going to be talking about the fair. We had the Morrow County Fair going off, and a lot of law enforcement stories to bring out of that. They had a lot of problems with alcohol consumption. They had a lot of problems. Now, they don't sell alcohol in the fairgrounds themselves, but people are used to coming in drunk and then throwing their weight around and getting dealt with by the deputies. We did have a good fair. We had some monster truck pulls. We had some tractor pulls. We had a lot of good food. I'll tell you what. My favorite was the ribeye sandwiches and the bourbon chicken, wood-fired bourbon chicken. Oh man, good stuff, good stuff. But some of the ride operators actually were giving the deputies problems because there's a lot of drug use with those ride operators. I don't know if you've been to a local county fair in a long time, but here in Ohio, the fairgrounds, they're not real big. It's not as big as the state fair. But it seems like all the ride operators want to get stoned. Happens all the time. Happens every year. These guys, what bunch of clowns. But how much of a resume do you have to be fucking be a ride operator? A lot of law enforcement stories going around in the country. There's going to be a lot of cases coming up to adjudication now that we're into the fall season almost. Well, it's going to be fall probably in about a week officially. And then the cases start coming up. The cases that I'm referring to are the Minnesota officers. Derek Chauvin is already in prison. He's been adjudicated. He's been found guilty, and he's already serving time. But the other three Minneapolis police officers are going to be coming up to trial too, not too long from now. They're probably going to have 3 separate trials. They're not going to try them together. So it's going to be 3 separate adjudications. And I don't know if they're going to run concurrently or if they're going to run consecutively. So we're going to have to pay attention to court TV when they bring those cases up. That's going to be pretty interesting. So in other law enforcement news down in Columbus, like I said, the new chief, Elaine Bryant, absolutely no clue what she's doing. She's not even an Ohio State certified peace officer, so she has no arrest powers whatsoever. All she has is administrative powers. And the new public safety director, Robert Clark, he's taken control. Well, he's going to be taking control, I think, on September 18th. He has not taken office yet. So the old public safety director is still in charge. Now, Robert Clark is an FBI veteran, 21-year FBI veteran. And when the chief of police job was open, he applied for it. But he didn't get it. They actually hired this clown from the Detroit Police Department over a 21-year FBI veteran. They hired her over him. Now, they're both African Americans, which I could see that's probably where it was going to go. The old Columbus police chief was a Caucasian guy, but now they're going with African Americans. And so he got turned down for the chief of police job, which is really kind of funny. 21-year veteran of the FBI, you would think he'd be like in the top spot. No, they took a 21-year veteran from the Detroit Police Department, and it's not working out well at all. All of the patrol officers, all of the investigators, all of the homicide detectives, all of the communications officers, all of the detention officers, they can't stand her. They think she's a frickin' joke. It's just not working out very well. And so this new public safety director, 21-year veteran of the FBI, great resume, really great resume. But if you're not good enough to get selected for chief of police, and now he's been selected to run both departments, the division of fire and the division of police. I don't know, man. Put your pun in there, and put your pun in the blank there. But with the defund the police movement, Columbus is suffering. They're down 250 officers, and partly because a lot of the veterans left. They saw the way this was going to go, and they beat feet. They jumped ship so quick it wasn't even funny. So they're down 250 officers. Now, they can only graduate 50 people at a time, 50, 54, 55 people at a time. And usually when you start with 55 people, they kind of whittle down, and you know, you probably only graduate maybe 30, 32, 34, 35 officers. Because there's people who quit, and there's people who get weeded out because they just don't have it to be cops. The funny thing is like I said, they're down 250 officers, so they're demanding, they are mandating overtime hours to the officers that are still left. And that's not fair. I mean, they're working these guys to the bone, and they can only graduate 30, 35 people at a time. It's not going to work out. The defund the police movement is absolutely fell on its ass in Columbus. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I knew it was going to end up this way. I did. You know, my stepbrother works on Columbus, and you know, he's one of those guys he's not even close to retiring, not even close, and he's just getting hit with all kinds of overtime, mandatory overtime hours, and they have no choice. If they don't do it, they get fired, which makes them down even more personnel. So, but you know, it is what it is, man. Columbus is really suffering, and a lot of departments around the country are suffering from the defund the police movement. You know, and it is what it is. I mean, I could see this coming. I could absolutely see this coming. The only agency in the state of Ohio that hasn't been hit by some kind of defunding is the Ohio State Highway Patrol. And the Ohio State Highway Patrol troopers, they got such a strong union that the administration wouldn't even think of trying to defund the Highway Patrol. Not even close. The politicians, the governor, you know, the state senators, the state congress people, they would never, ever even consider defunding the Highway Patrol because they wouldn't accept it. They wouldn't accept it. Those guys are the most elite officers in the state of Ohio. They are. It's almost like joining the Marine Corps. They have to live there for 6 months at the academy, and they put them through physical fitness. They put them through investigations. They put them through court testimony. They put them through all kinds of mechanical training that they have to be able to change a tire within a certain amount of time. They have to be able to estimate speeds without a radar or a LiDAR. If you don't know what a LiDAR is, it's basically the laser beam that, you know, you use it like a laser, or the old radar guns. If you're old, you know, like me, you know, the old radar guns, used to see the cops on the side of the road, you know, shooting them old radar guns. Well, it looks similar, but it shoots a laser beam. And it goes a hell of a lot farther than a radar did. The LiDAR can pick somebody up like 500, almost 1,000 yards away, and estimate that speed just like that. So they go through all kinds of training in the State Patrol Academy, and they graduate the most elite law enforcement officers in this state. In other news in law enforcement, out west, Washington State has enacted a law that makes it, first of all, if you're a YouTuber, you're not considered media. Now, if you've ever watched the First Amendment auditors, and we all love watching them. Personally, I hate them all. I hate Glenn, I hate Anselmo, I hate Will Turbis, I hate PayPal Patty. PayPal Patty, still got the bet, PayPal Patty. $1,000. If your fat ass can wrestle me down and put your handcuffs on me, $1,000, dude. I will drive you to the bank. I will give you a cashier's check for $1,000 if you can wrestle me down and put some handcuffs on me, because I will kick the dog shit out of you. So all the people watching this video, if you know PayPal Patty, put on that message, forward that message to PayPal Patty. I'm going to take his PayPal money, because I'll tell you what, not only will he not be able to put his handcuffs on me, but I got a set of handcuffs for him. And when I get my handcuffs on him, I'm just going to jack him so tight, man, his hands will fall off in about 10 minutes. $1,000, PayPal Patty. Take me up on the bet, dude. This is not a new bet. This is going on for over a year now. PayPal Patty, $1,000. All right, man. Consider it. I live in Ohio. Been watching some new channels. I'll tell you what, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Dave, the beer professor. This guy is just climbing all over Glenn Serio. He's got like multiple videos every day of Glenn doing this and Glenn doing that. I've been watching it like mad. It is so funny. And Dr. Dave has a second channel, Facts or Frauds, and that's a good channel too. He deals with some of the Moors shenanigans and court proceedings, and these guys are idiots. They really are. It's ridiculous. And it's so funny to watch, though. It is. It's absolutely so funny to watch. Other channels that I watch: Schrodinger's Cat, Schrodinger's Nation, Degeneration Nation, Degenerate Watch, Radical the Unhallowed Night. Check out some of them channels because they really have good content. And I like Tyler Zed. I don't know if you know about Zeducation, but I like Tyler Zed. He's a new guy. You know, he's well, he's not really new. He's been around for a while, but he's always coming up with new stuff like off of TikTok and stuff that's like current political events and stuff like that. He's really up Biden's ass. I tell you what, it's so funny. And Biden deserves it. Biden's the worst president we've ever had since Carter. You know, and I know a lot of people say, well, Nixon was a bad president. No, Carter was an idiot. You know, go back to peanut farming, you fucking moron. But, Biden has just demonstrated himself to be a buffoon. He has no clue what's going on. He has no control over what he's doing. They don't even want him to take a cognitive test because I don't think he would pass. You know, he went down to Ida, the destruction from the Hurricane Ida. He didn't even go to the really hard-hit areas. He was on the peripheral, just kind of making a photo op. You know, oh, I went down there. I extended my sympathies to all those people. He didn't do anything. He didn't do a damn thing. Now, if Trump were still president, FEMA would be down there right now passing out checks. No, Biden hasn't done a damn thing to help those people. It was just a photo op. Don't get me started in Afghanistan. I'll tell you what, Biden lost that fucking country in 4 weeks. 20 years worth of work. 20 years worth of work, and Biden just destroyed it in 4 weeks. Oh, God, dude. I don't like being political, but damn. I mean, this guy's got to go. And I don't think Harris would be any better. I really don't. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen. But in my mind, I don't think Biden's going to do the full term. I really don't. I don't think he has it in him. Right now, he's probably sitting in the White House in a fetal position with his thumb in his mouth going, what am I going to do next? But yeah, they won't even, his press secretary won't even take questions about Afghanistan anymore. They won't take any questions about Ida anymore. They keep bringing up the, oh, well, we're having an ice cream social on Sunday. You're all invited. You know, nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to hear trivial crap. They want to talk about the real subjects. And Biden's too afraid to get into it. And God forbid he does a press conference by himself. Because, man, it's so easy to trip up that guy. I swear to God, I've seen kindergartners do better speeches than he does. I've seen kindergartners interact with people better than he does. I've seen kindergartners debate better than he does. It's ridiculous. It's face bomb. Oh, God. Oh, geez. All right. Well, this is Cheap Tuttle, the Country Cops channel, number 3. We're on 3 now. We killed 2. It was not doing too well. I don't really care about subs. But number 3, we're going to be doing a lot better stuff. I'll tell you what, it just got some new equipment. We're working on it. We're working it out. We're working all the bugs out. And also, just check out some of the channels that I mentioned. I hope wherever you are, you're having a great day. Here in Ohio, it's awesome, man. We got great weather, sunny, not too hot, no humidity. It's going into the fall season. My kids are back in school. They're loving it. They get to see all their friends that they didn't get to see over the summer. And it's all good. So I hope wherever you are, I hope everything's going well. This is Cheap Tuttle, the Country Cop. All units, stand by.